My wife returned from a work retreat with a hickey. She swears it's a bug bite. Brother, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but it's not a bug bite. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I have to be honest. I have a confession to make. Instead of hopping on hydration station today, I'm gonna be on caffeination station. I have a brewed fresh cup of Joe in here, and I'm gonna be taking a sip many times throughout this video. So every time I take a sip of caffeine, take a sip of whatever you want, all right? So let's just cheers for the story. Cheers to hickeys. I haven't had one of those in a long time. All right, this was first posted. This is a new story, February 21st, 2025. I'm 27 male in a fight with my wife, 28 female. We've had fights before, but not this bad. I'm at a loss on how to proceed. For context, we're college sweethearts, married for almost 6 years. We have a daughter, 4, female. Our relationship was never perfect or without challenges. We faced some family opposition with cultural differences, but we have made it work. She's my first love and my best friend. My wife works in a corporation. Her job has annual work retreats that last for about a week. This year, it was in Vegas. You know what they say about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, or it comes home on your neck. I usually arrange my work schedule and tag along with her, and we make our own trip out of it. We couldn't this year. Our daughter gets major anxiety traveling long distances. We're working on it, but she hasn't been budging, and we decided to choose our battles. So I stood behind and held down the fort at home. The change of plans was a bummer because the trip was part of us reconnecting as both a couple and as a family. My wife's work hours have taken a toll, and her work-life balance leaves much to be desired. We entertained the idea of her skipping the retreat. Attendance is optional, but it's generally frowned upon if you don't, and my wife's making connections in her field. She grew increasingly weird, kind of like me as I grew up. We have a system. If either of us is away for extended periods, we keep in contact. For the first day or so, she was herself, but she grew distant. I'd even text her about important stuff and be left on read while she claimed she never saw my text. Girl, if you're gonna make that lie up, at least turn your read receipts off. Whenever we talked, she was rushing me or our daughter off the phone. These were all times she wasn't involved in retreat activities. It ain't looking good, my man. It ain't looking good. I'm sorry, I have to drink it. It's gonna go cold. We were supposed to have a mini birthday celebration for our daughter over FaceTime. Our daughter was excited. It was something my wife promised her because the retreat overlapped her actual birthday, but my wife backed out because she had people up to her room after a seminar. You can't FaceTime your daughter for her birthday? It was like she wanted my permission to break her promise to keep our daughter. I told her I wasn't offering that nor making her keep her word. She said I wasn't being fair and this was a networking opportunity. They were business oriented and wouldn't understand her stepping away for family time. I said her decision is her decision, but she'd have to explain it to our daughter. She promised her that she would rain check the following day. Our daughter didn't understand and cried. My wife ended up hanging up and leaving me to comfort our daughter alone. The whole incident rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. She didn't keep her word for the rain check either. Okay, Mom, what's going on, girl? She was documenting the retreat on social media. One coworker, 23 male, was almost in every picture and video attached to her hip. In one picture, he had his arm too comfortably around her, in my opinion. He's a recent hire in my wife's department. She was asked to oversee him. I don't like the guy. He doesn't know boundaries. Once, in response to a work assignment, he texted my wife that she's exactly the kind of woman he needs to keep him in check. Ooh, I bet he means that too. Maybe I don't need caffeine. My wife had brushed it off. She feels bad for him because he's not fitting in. She took him under her wing during his first retreat with the team. If I'd question, she'd say that she was tired or networking. There was always something, but I've seen her at these retreats. This wasn't like her. She was just off. The day before her return home, she complained about a bruise on her neck. She stressed it was a bug bite. I didn't actually see the bruise until she came home. I instantly thought it was a full-on hickey. She kind of brushed it off, making a big deal of it over the phone. I didn't push because our daughter was present. But when I was able to confront her, she clung to her bug bite claim. When I kept pushing, she asked what I was trying to imply. I outright said that I believed she had a hickey, and I didn't believe that she was being honest with me. We had it out then. She was offended and pissed at the accusation, so we had a pretty bad fight, and she accused me of looking to pick a fight due to the incident with our daughter's birthday. Uh-oh. I told her it had nothing to do with that and everything to do with her hickey that's on her neck. The fight ended in an impasse. We're still not recovered. She swears it's a bug bite, but I am not convinced. I've always trusted my wife. I never doubted her, but this bruise doesn't look like a bug bite. It looks like a hickey. I only feel more strongly when I consider how distant and weird she was during the Vegas retreat. Now she's been wearing turtlenecks ever since, and we're caught between arguing and her dousing our daughter and me with affection. Communication usually prevails us, but not now. I think my accusation pushed us to a new level of argument. I'm at a loss here. I really need outside perspectives. How do I move forward? The thing is, a bug bite, that looks different than like the bruising look of a hickey. I don't know. We can't jump to conclusions, all right? I'm trying not to. All right, so this was the OOP responding to some comments after that post. Someone wrote, why did you go on work trips with her in the past? Did she want you to, or did you not want her to go alone? What is, and why is it necessary to have, the system when one of you was away? Whose idea was the FaceTime birthday celebration? Did she not talk to the daughter at all on her birthday, or just couldn't do the FaceTime celebration? He responded, work and life balance was an issue, so she would invite me to the retreats. The system is for extended periods away from each other, like how long the retreat was, especially since we have a child now. The birthday FaceTime was my wife's idea. She promised our daughter and got her excited about it. No, she didn't talk to our daughter until she was calling to cancel. That's another reason the birthday stunt rubbed me the wrong way. And then this was the OOP responding to a deleted comment. Yeah, you don't get to disconnect from being a parent, especially to a minor, for extended holidays. You certainly don't ghost them on their birthday when you promised to do something special for them and got the child excited about it, or hang up on them while they're crying. I'm not insecure. My wife's gone on retreats before. My wife's work-life balance is out of sorts. She is in the company of other adults. I've been with my wife on these retreats and other social events. I know how she is. She was off this entire trip, nor did I appreciate her entertaining a coworker who ignores boundaries, having his arm wrapped around her waist like he was claiming her or something. I trusted her when she said that she had a bug bite. I got things to help her treat it when she returned. It was only after I saw the bruise in person that there was no mistaking it. It was a hickey for me, and I questioned her on it. Well, we have our first update. Yes, we do. I've taken a lot of sips, so y'all better be hydrated AF or drunk, depends on what you're drinking. So the first update was on February 28th. I rarely saw the bruise because she had a turtleneck pulled up, but I did note the healing process from reddish purple to yellow, so very much a bruise. There wasn't any discussion about the Vegas retreat. She made it clear she was done talking about it and that she shouldn't need to defend herself to her husband. I told her she could do whatever she wanted, but I was done being treated like an idiot and I wasn't sharing a bed with someone I couldn't trust. So I moved into the guest room. Communication stopped. The silences were palpable. Even our daughter noticed, and I'm not proud of that. I tried keeping her out of fights. My wife came to the guest room one night and asked if we could talk. I could tell that she had been crying. She said she hated the way the things were between us. She felt she was losing me either way. I told her I needed complete honesty. Here it is. Here it is. Are you ready? I can't fumble. She confessed she hooked up with that coworker, the 23-year-old male, on our daughter's birthday. The hickey was from him. She was lost in the heat of the moment and didn't realize that he was sucking so hard on her neck. By her account, they made out while doing some on top of the clothes stuff, and then he went down on her. Bruh. Can you imagine your partner, husband or wife, whatever, looking you in the eyes and saying that to you? I stopped there because he called her by a nickname that I affectionately call her. It snapped her back to reality of her actions. She went to splash water on her face, and that is when she saw the hickey. The guy made light of it and made a joke about the hickey being her souvenir. She blew up on him and kicked him out of the suite. Part of the reason she was avoiding me was out of guilt. She said she's coming clean because she doesn't want to hide things anymore. I asked her why she cheated. What was it about that guy that she deemed worth risking everything for? She claimed it wasn't him specifically, nor is she unhappy in our marriage. She doesn't really know how to explain it, but part of her feels broken. Okay, well, you can go fix yourself on your own. Can you tell that I'm bitter? Because I've been there. And I had them also be like, oh, my mental health isn't good. Well, go get some help then. So blunt, but also therapy is a wonderful thing. I'm in therapy. Where am I? I got angry. The more she looks in the mirror, the more she sees her dad. A cycle of being consumed with work, distant from the child, and the infidelity he put her mom through. She said her family never talked about anything openly, and how, when she was growing up, my mother-in-law never addressed anything with her. I said her parents didn't make her cheat. She chose to party up with the guy who constantly disrespected our relationship. These were all her decisions, and she, at any point, could have chosen our family. She agreed. She wants to blame her parents, but realizes this is on her. She apologized for cheating and for entertaining the guy's advances. She said that she will do whatever it takes to repair it. Go to HR, quit her job, counseling, anything. She wants to make everything right. I told her I don't know what right looks like or if that's possible for us anymore. I knew we had our problems, but I thought there wasn't anything we couldn't talk about. I'm pissed. You know, cheaters be pissing me off. And I read a lot of them. I understand we're all human and people make mistakes, but like, damn, can't you just be single and then do whatever the fuck you want? Anyways, we're all happy here. I told my editor I would stop swearing and I haven't. I'm so sorry. She insisted we still could talk it out. She tried giving this rally cry for our relationship, but I felt very numb. I said I don't recognize her. Not just the betrayal of our vows, but also how she treated our daughter. She's like a stranger. Yeah, she also blew off your daughter's birthday with a 23-year-old. Bad decision there, Mom. She feels like she failed as a wife and mom, but she loves us both beyond words and wants our life together and our family intact. I told her I couldn't give her the answer she wanted and thought we needed to separate and reevaluate. She didn't want separation. She felt we should stay together in our home, but I told her separation was happening. Either she was leaving the home or I was with our daughter. She consented to leaving so as to best not uproot our daughter so much. She asked for our daughter not to be taken away from her. My wife is staying with my in-laws. I know that's difficult in itself because she doesn't have the best relationship with her parents. One of the hardest parts is the shift for our daughter. Right now, she believes her mom's just busy with work as usual. She hasn't questioned it too much. My mother-in-law called the other day. She made no excuse for my wife, but she's advocating for us to work through it. She told me times when she heard my wife describe me as the anchor that she's always wanted. She believes there's something worth fighting for if I'm open. Despite some family opposition we faced throughout our relationship, my mother-in-law was always a supporter of us. I'm even more at a loss. I never imagined this kind of betrayal from my wife. She was my safe space. I feel numb, yet broken. I'm in love with her. That hasn't changed, but I don't see myself, her, our relationship, or our family the same. Everything is more tense because it's fresh. I think this period of separation is for the best. I'm not sure about divorce. I haven't let myself fully go there. I'm not set either way. I don't know where things go from here, but I'm focusing on our daughter and taking things one step at a time. I feel that's all I can do right now. Thanks again to everyone for support. It's much appreciated. We got more. So he responded to a few comments on this update. Someone wrote, It was already established that there had been line crossing with the coworker prior to the trip, even if it wasn't physical yet. But even if there hadn't been, I've known coworker pet names for their significant others before when only interacting with them on a professional level. The fact that that guy both intentionally gave her a hickey and used the pet name says a whole hell of a lot about him though. Someone willing to engage in an affair is bad enough. This guy was doing it as some kind of sick power play. OOP wrote, no, it's a specific nickname. It's not derived from her name or anything. It just summed up things I loved about her in one word. Apparently he turned it into a sexual context. Bruh, you just gotta tell us what it is. She claims the guy overheard me say it when she had me on speaker once and he asked her about it after. That's kind of sick and twisted that he used that like in the bedroom with her. He liked the idea that she was married. Like 100%. He was like, ooh, older and married. He loves that. All right, last sip before our last update. All right, so the final update came, like a month later, March 14th, 2025. Things have been a little chaotic with the new status quo after my wife's affair, but I'm taking everything one step at a time. My wife and I explained the separation to our daughter in simple, concrete terms and reassured her that we both still love her without going into the reasons behind the separation. Our daughter's always been an observant kid, but I don't think the separation has hit her yet. She doesn't see the difference between her mom not being home and her usual busy with work. During visits, she's more distant towards her mom and clings to me. My wife attempted to play with her on this toy set, but our daughter wasn't having it and shouted at her mom that she didn't want to play with her. That would be hard for a mother to hear. The disconnect between my daughter and wife hurts in a way that I'm still processing. I knew my wife's work/life balance took its toll. Pre-Vegas, we were supposed to be working on reconnecting, but just how fractured things are is a lot more apparent. Our daughter interacts very little with her mom and becomes quiet around her like she does with strangers. I feel at her age, we, as her parents, should be who she's closest with and not this disconnected from her mom. Their dynamic is something I've been reflecting on. My main focus is making sure my daughter's okay through all of this. As far as between my wife and me, she is advocating for us to reconcile. She expressed she wants to work on our marriage, not solely for our daughter, but because she loves me. Her rally cries for our relationship are still falling flat for me. I told her I wished she would have given herself these rallies before cheating. She's adamant about the affair timeline and what occurred with the coworker. They connected because she felt bad he wasn't fitting in. Okay. He kept flirting and treating her like royalty. It started feeling good on the rougher work days. They had an emotional affair even though she didn't label it as such at the time. The EA turned physical during the retreat. She disassociated from her life back home while away in Vegas. Well, duh. She still swears they only had sex once. She said they didn't. The first time she told the story, I asked her if she wore her wedding ring during intimacy with him. She confessed that she did. Knowing this hurts like hell. To me, our wedding rings were a physical symbol of our love, commitment to our vows, and our bond. No, that's what a wedding ring is, not just to you. There are just new levels of hurt. She admits to contributing to blurred lines. She's now changed her number and claims to have cut contact with the coworker. She reported the affair to HR. The company has suspended both of them while they investigate the extent to which the affair impacted the department. Coworker relations violate their policy, and it doesn't look good for my wife in terms of power balance since she was the guy's mentor. They're also calling into question if she gave him favoritism. Some have suggested I reach out to the coworker. I've considered it, but I'm not in a place to. I feel a lot of anger towards him. He knew exactly what he was doing with the hickey and the nickname stunt. I wouldn't get anything from him except trouble. Yeah. What are you going to get from that conversation? He's not worth it. I'm choosing to focus on my daughter. I've chosen to pursue marriage counseling. Oh, this isn't under the promise of reconciling, but an assist in working towards the separation as healthy as possible for our daughter. I'm still numb in a lot of ways. I never thought this would be how my marriage and family turned out. I've seen it happen to others. I've heard stories. I thought I knew what it was like, but it's nothing compared to dealing with it yourself. I don't feel like the same person anymore. I don't know how everything will pan out. It is an uphill battle, but I'm trying to show up to the battle. It is the best I can do right now. Thank you to everyone who's reached out. I appreciate the support, really. Honestly, Dad, you are killing the game as a father. I gotta say, you're handling this with such good, like, what's the word? Like binoculars. Like you're just focused in on your daughter and doing what's best for her as you're trying to heal from something traumatic and heartbreaking. So hats off to you. We all knew it was a hickey. It wasn't a bug bite. And I wish you all the best. I genuinely mean that. All right. I'll see you guys in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay safety.